Lee Griffiths, who normally takes these. He'll be taking this one from the right hand side.
It's going to be the left foot of Johnny Hayes. Every Hibs player bar Martin Boyle back defending as the ball's curled into the 6-yard box and it's headed up into the air by Bartlett. Rogic tries to bring that one down. Stokes with a wonderful piece of handball trickery there, but the referee and his assistants didn't see it, and Stokes is back in possession again, and the ball out of play, and it's a throw in to Celtic midway in their own half down the right hand side.
Stunning that the linesman this side didn't see that, and we could all see it from where we're sitting. Just about everybody in the stadium could have seen it from where they're sitting. A good piece of almost basketball juggling from Anthony Stokes.
Thankfully nothing came of it, and Celtic back in possession in the centre of the park now with Cham again to Rogic on the halfway line, back inside to the Frenchman who's just anchoring that midfield in front of the back three. Rolls it across to McGregor on the left hand side. Now Hayes down the line looking for Dembele, he plays it back inside the channel, the ball played over the top to the goal scorer, and it's McGregor edge of the box, gets his body in front of Ambrose, and he's fouled there by Whittaker. Well, it certainly looked like a foul, none given.
I thought it was either a foul or a throw into us. I thought Whittaker get a tackle in on Callum McGregor, so, but we'll call him over there a little bit closer to us. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt for a change.
It was a good run forward by Callum McGregor. He's already got one goal this afternoon, and it is the only goal of the game so far. Good play there from Hayes. It's Celtic now with McGregor forward to Rogic. Rogic on his left foot again, edge of the box, nudges it out wide to Forrest, who's on this left hand side. Forrest up against Whittaker, goes to the goal line, clips it across, and it's missed in the end by Hanlon. There was no one to pounce on that one, but it was a great delivery into the box there from James Forrest.
I think it was spin. I think it just took a slight deflection off of Whittaker and the spin that was put on.
Ball played over the top, looking for Boyle, who's got a bit of pace, gets his body in front of Boyata, leaves it for McGeoch. McGeoch on that left hand side, now to Stokes, it's back to McGeoch. McGeoch to the Irishman, and the ball out of play, and a goal kick to Celtic.
Yeah, it shows you obviously James going over that left hand side, showing he has the pace to beat Whittaker, and I think it was just enough on the deflection to take it away from Hanlon, but I think the other players had maybe stopped, or forwards had stopped thinking that Hanlon was going to be clearing it, but he just didn't quite react quick enough.
Craig Gordon in possession at the moment, rolls it to the edge of the penalty area with Diedrich Boyata, will knock it across to Cham, who's come short. Yard box, and it's headed up into the air by Bartlett. Rogic tries to bring that one down. Stokes with a wonderful piece of handball trickery there, but the referee and his assistants didn't see it, and Stokes. Rogic tries to bring that one down. Stokes with a wonderful piece of handball trickery there, but the referee and his assistants didn't see it, and Stokes is back in possession again, and the ball out of play, and it's a throw in to Celtic midway
10 minutes. Obviously, getting used to a new kind of system, but that just took a wee while. And the way Hibs come out and tried to close us down, and high up the pitch on their defensive third of the pitch, and it causes a little bit of concern.
McGinn intercepts the forward pass, drives up towards the edge of the box. He's on his left foot, nudges it out to Stokes. Stokes edge of the box into the area. Stokes thought he was going to curl that one in, but hesitated. I think he was caught in two minds. Either that or played it to Dylan McGeoch, and Celtic knock the ball forward down the left hand side. Hanlon goes out against Dembele, challenges, the ball breaks to Stokes. Stokes edge of the box again, drives into the area up against Lustig. Still Stokes, nudges it back in once more, well intercepted by Boyata. Stokes trying to find Hanlon. It's knocked forward up towards the halfway line. Edouard up against Ambrose, finds Dembele. The two Frenchmen combining. It's now with Johnny Hayes. Hayes drives forward, edge of the box, he's on his left foot, gives it to Edouard. Must be number 2, and it's saved by the foot of Laidlaw. Wonderful through pass from Johnny Hayes, and the Hibs goalkeeper denies the Frenchman his second goal in Celtic colours. Yeah, it should have been number 2 there. It was a decent save from Laidlaw in the Hibs goal, but I don't think he should have had that opportunity. Wonderful counter-attack football. Eventually ended obviously with Edouard trying to have a go at goal, but lovely pass from Johnny Hayes. He picked the moment, picked the right time, and unfortunately Edouard couldn't put it in the back of the net. Another foul with McGinn on Rogic. And Celtic with a free kick just a few yards inside the Hibs half, so a chance for goal number 2, but as we approach the 40-minute mark, still that Callum McGregor goal. The difference between the sides, Celtic with the ball in the centre circle now with Diedrich Boyata forward to Kieran Tierney inside left channel, immediately drives forward. Hayes again on the left hand side, the Irishman takes up the ball, gives it to Edouard, but he's dispossessed, and it's Hibs down the right hand side. Hayes goes over to block it, it's played forward over the halfway lane, but Cham read that one well. The pass intended for McGeoch, but Celtic back in possession, centre circle, Hibs half of the field. Rogic forward, McGregor inside right channel, 40 yards from goal. Forrest comes in off that right touch line, it's played across to Rogic, centre of the park. Edouard back to Tierney, Dembele looking on the edge of the D. He's been tracked by the Hibs captain Hanlon. It's out to Forrest. Forrest, the only player booked in this first half for apparent simulation. It's Rogic. Rogic dinks it forward, looking for McGregor again. It's headed clear only as far as Tierney. A chance for Tierney to drive, but we've seen some wonderful strikes from Kieran Tierney. That wasn't one of them.
No, much like Sham, certainly wasn't. I think he was, obviously put under a little bit of pressure on that occasion there from the Hibs defence, but certainly looked as though had Edouard put that ball in the back of the net, I think that would have been a better reflection, or true reflection, on the dominance we're seeing in this first half, just after the first 10 minutes. Though Hibs have maybe threatened on a couple of occasions, but decent defending. Craig Gordon, as you say, not been called to do too much other than what he's certainly capable of doing.
McGeoch on this right hand side tries to dink it down the line. He was looking for the overlapping run there of Slivka, but it was intercepted at the expense of a throw-in. Taken quickly, Whittaker on this right hand side, just a couple of yards in from the touchline, forward again to McGeoch. Hayes and McGregor trying to press the ball. Tierney gets a foot in, does well, and it's another throw-in to Hibs. So Hibs with 4 minutes remaining in the first half, looking to try and work an opening, but Celtic pressing them. And it's back in the Hibs half now with Ambrose. McGeoch has come deep, he's into the centre circle, he's got his captain on the halfway line. Hanlon plays it down the line, looking for Stevenson on the overlap. He's up against Lustig, up at the corner flag. Good play there from the Swede, and he coaxes the veteran left back into the foul, and it's a free kick to Celtic. And he's so good at that, Mikael Lustig, of just getting his body in front of the man and winning those free kicks.
Well, in the situation, he didn't commit himself. I've seen it before, with Kieran on the other side. Not committing yourself. You give yourself a chance. Stevenson couldn't quite turn. He's then taking the ball off of Stevenson, and then Steven pushing him in the back. Looking never right to get down, because it certainly was a foul.
Ball back with Craig Gordon. Celtic trying to pass their way forward. Hibs trying to press the ball. Lustig knocks it only as far as McGinn. He heads into the area. And the ball back from Diedrich Boyata. Got his foot in ahead of Anthony Stokes. Thankfully, otherwise Stokes had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Celtic bring the ball clear up to the halfway line into the centre circle now for McGregor. He'll work it across to Rogic. Forrest on this right touch line as an option for the Australian up against McGinn. This time McGinn gets a foot in, but Rogic with the second ball, and McGinn knocks that one out of play into the Hibs dugout. Applause from his manager. Remember, the sides will be back in action in 3 weeks' time, this time at Hampden. It's the League Cup semi-final, the first of the two semi-finals, Celtic versus Hibernian. Celtic, of course, defending that trophy that they won as part of the Invincibles treble last season. As Lustig plays the ball all the way back to Craig Gordon. The Celtic goalkeeper just inside his area. He may have to launch this one long. Floats it up over the halfway line. Edouard shows good strength. It's dispossessed and Bartley in the centre circle. Forward to McGeoch again. Across the halfway line on the right hand side. It's knocked forward. Tierney gets in ahead of McGeoch. Floats it across to the left hand side. And Stevenson plays it down the line looking for McGinn. Again, up against Rogic. Manages to find Stevenson. Back to McGinn, just in front of the Celtic technical area. And he plays it all the way back to Hanlon, who will just roll it to his goalkeeper.
Good closing down for us, forcing Hibs all the way back from any threatening attack that maybe went together.
And it's Hibs edge of the box with Boyle into the area, tries to cut it across, and it's smothered in the edge of the 6-yard box from Craig Gordon. He was looking for Anthony Stokes, but good play again from the Celtic defence. Yeah,
Derek Boyata doing ever so well, wasn't he? So he's always grown in stature since he's had that wee break. He's come back looking strong and fit, and just making sure Boyle not getting a clean attempt at either a cross or a shot. Just doing what he should be doing, and that's his excellent defending.
Belgian in possession at the moment on the edge of the centre circle. Forward to McGregor on the halfway line. He's closed down by Bartley and plays it back to the Celtic back three, and once more finds its way to McGregor. It's his goal, the difference between the sides as we go into the last 60 seconds. I wouldn't imagine there's too much time, if any, will be added on, because it's been a fast free-flowing game, and it's Celtic in the centre circle and Incham dispossessed, and it's McGeoch forward to McGinn spins round, Lustig knocks it out to Stokes. Stokes edge of the box into the area, curls it, and it's Incham that blocks it. Well, he just opened his body up and gave Incham the clue of what he was trying to do with it.
Yeah, I think he telegraphed that to him, didn't he? Yeah, I think we've seen Anthony come in there, and he does like to hit it with his right foot, calling it in, but Incham just knew what was going to happen there, and put yourself in the right place to be able to block the shot.
It's Incham, back to Tierney. So Celtic heading towards half-time with that vital breakthrough, and it's McGregor on the ball. Tierney on the halfway line on the left-hand side, knocks it forward to Edouard. He holds off Ambrose. Nudges it out wide to Hayes, and there will be no added time. There is the whistle for half-time, and it has been a lively game. Hibs would have had the ball, have looked to try and go forward, but certainly Celtic have been the better of the two sides. They got that goal after 50 minutes, and it was a very well worked goal, Tom.
Yeah, it was a wonderful goal, and obviously not more than what deserved. At that stage, I think we should be maybe sitting a little bit more comfortable in the position that we were. But as you say, Callum McGregor breaking forward. We've seen him so many times breaking into the box to help these fellow strikers, and this time the timing of the run was great. The pass from Kieran, finding Musa, and his able cut back to Callum, ended up with the ball in the back of net. We've seen it so many times. It looks fantastic. It was a fantastic quality finish from Callum, and as you say, no more than we deserve at this moment in time. Hibs came. They've certainly given, they're all Hibs. They've managed to take the ball off us a couple of times, forced us into a couple of mistakes, but not been able to capitalise that, and that's been down to through good defending. So the manager will be happy with the way they've gone. He would like us probably obviously to have scored maybe at least another goal in the balance of the play and the balance of the show. But he'll be certainly happy where we are sitting at this moment in time.
So far so good for Celtic. Callum McGregor's goal has given them a 1-0 lead at half-time. We're going to go trackside to Jerry and Mark Wilson shortly, but first let's hear from one of the heroes of Wednesday night. Joe Hendry of Celtic TV caught up with Patrick Roberts at Lennoxtown.
Okay, Patrick, you're up and running with a goal in the Champions League, no less. How was it to be involved last night?
Yeah, good. It's a good start to the game yesterday. We controlled it well, and yeah, to score is important for myself and especially the team. It was an important part of the game. So no, yeah, it's good. Good 3-0.
You were involved in the Champions League group stages last year. What would you say were the main differences between the team?
The support they give us, so all we can do is put 100% in and hopefully get the result for them.
Brendan Rodgers, of course, may choose to bring Patrick Roberts on in the second half. 1-0 to Celtic after the first 45 minutes. Mark Wilson, what did you make of it?
Well, I thought Hibernian started decent. They got the free kick from Anthony Stokes, and Celtic kind of grew into the game. You know, they took their time, and it was 12 or 13 minutes before they put anything half decent together. But once they started getting into their rhythm, and Kieran Tierney plays a great ball, and Celtic getting a goal, I thought they were in control of that.
We can do is put 100% in and hopefully get the result for them.
He just entices the defender in and plays a great little pass. As you see here, defender makes